Started probably about 20 years ago, shortly after moving here to Kansas City and after getting out of the Army. Made a lot of good friends here in Kansas City, and a lot of them were in income brackets that were several higher than mine, and always trying to play catch up with them. Soon found myself quickly living beyond my means, and caused me to make some very poor financial decisions that resulted in my incarceration. I decided to be David's mentor because I wanted to hear really what he had to say. I really, really wanted to hear what was going inside David. Yes, I first met Mike about 15 years ago. He was part of a outreach group known as Prison Fellowship Ministry, and he was a volunteer. He had come into the facilities, and when he came in to visit, he and I had just developed a rapport. David impressed me tremendously. David knew the Bible backwards and forwards, and so I would be leading the Bible study, and I'd bring up stuff, and David would very judiciously correct me. After a certain period of time kind of developing a relationship there under those circumstances, we just traded contact information, and when I was able to get around freely, we'd just be able to go out and kind of do things from a social perspective. And though I'd count him as a good friend, there was still part of me that was reluctant to trust him or to trust anybody else, just because I just didn't feel confident that I could do that with anybody. The growth and change in David over the years has been absolutely tremendous. I have seen a totally awakening of an individual. I've seen him realize that we're all damaged. We all have issues in our past that affect us today, and that the more he was willing to go there into those deep, dark places of shame and guilt and be comfortable with discussing that with me and himself, that enabled him to realize that he's not different than anybody else. I think there's an act of courage that's associated with making that decision to allow yourself to be mentored by someone else. And soon you find out that you're really not alone with some of these complicated thoughts or emotions that kind of well up. So I'm very thankful that I have those specific individuals now that, again, help keep me in check and remind me that, hey, there's nothing that I'm going through or thought of that nobody else has already gone through in their lives as well. This last couple years was really a turning point. We finally said, I don't want to grow old in this facility. I don't want to be around these people that I don't choose to be around. And it was like driving him crazy. So he knew he had to do something different. And that caused him to take the leap of faith and trust. Eventually you get to that point, it's like, hey, I've come to you, I've cried to you, I've laughed with you, I've yelled at you, or whatever the case may be, and yet our friendship, it just continues to grow and develop because of those things that we go through. That's what I wanted to be. I want to be that listening, understanding, grace-filled, Christ-filled, loving person that like David needed at the time. No matter how stupid something is that I have done, I know that I can still always go to him, and there will always be an open and warm heart that will accept me.